I don't feel like I talk to enough musicians even about this, but as soon as you like mention any of these things, everyone's like, oh my god, same. Like, it's the sort of thing, as soon as you talk about it, everyone gets it. Do my makeup with me while I tell you what it's like to be an artist making music in this day and age. So the first thing is how expensive everything is. Literally, also I don't think I can talk and do this at the same time. There's like the studio, engineer, producer, it's got to be mixed, the song's got to be mastered, rehearsal time, that can be expensive, just everything. And then this is before the song's even finished, song or EP or whatever you're doing. And then there's putting a song out, you know, if you want to promote it, if you want to have a plugger, which before I was in music, I didn't even know what a plugger was. So it's someone who takes your song, music, whatever, to radio or press. And then you want to do ads, you know, if you want to do ads, Instagram, Spotify, TikTok, you know, any sort of platform you can do ads for. Whatever you put in, you get more results the more you put in. So that can be expensive. It's just so many different things, so many things you can spend all your money on. Things to wear if you want to be styled. It's too many. And on top of this, while you're, you know, an emerging artist, fees are pretty small. To do a show, fees are pretty small. If you're not streaming crazy numbers, it's pretty small. So you're making a definite loss, even being creative with everything. You know, music videos, cover art, the list goes on. I work 0-hour jobs, so 2 of them to be able to work around everything I need to work around. And not awful jobs, like retail, bar stuff. Yeah, just whatever gets me through to mean that I have no obligation to work. Obviously, they have no obligation to give me hours, but it means that pretty much when I need to drop everything, I can, which is good. And I think what might shock people is how many bands do this, how many bands that I've met through shows, and I'm like, oh, you must just do music full time. And they're like, no, I work, I'm in a bar, I'm doing this and that, I'm doing, like me, 0-hour stuff to fit around music. Yeah, I think you'd be surprised how many of your favourite bands or indie bands or up-and-coming bands that are doing the same. And it's mad, it's like so mad, it's mad the amount of people, the amount of like big bands I meet, and like this is what they do. And there are other ways to get like support through it. Funding is one of them, being signed to a label, but you know, on more indie labels, again, you've still got to put in your own money. Even when you get support through funding, I think the norm is, which also I didn't really know until I started this, is you cover, it's like a 50-50 thing. They'll give you 50% of the funding if you can kind of agree that you will be able to put in the other half, if you know what I mean. I don't know if I explained that very well, and I don't know if that's all funding, but in my experience, that's kind of also a thing. You got to fit their criteria, be right at the right time to be in the right moment to get the funding. Kind of linked to that as well, the amount of stuff that falls through that you think is going to happen. Like, this industry is full of hope, and the reality of it is you just got to be used to like being let down. You've just got to be used to being like, that might happen, but nothing's actually happening until it's like 100%. Just don't get your hopes up, basically. And this is not coming from a better place. This is like realistic. This happens like every week. Like, for example, I need to get on with my makeup. I'm just chatting. The amount of stuff that I actually post about that happened is like the tip of the iceberg of everything you think is going to happen. Like, I can't even explain how many things that I've thought when I was more naive, maybe at the start. Oh my God, what have I done to my nose? When I was more maybe naive at the start, the amount of things that I thought were going to happen, if all of those had happened, oh my God. But for every kind of thing that you do, there'll be maybe 10 things that you thought you were going to do and didn't happen. Oh my God. A mess. I don't care. Biggest thing is someone trying to really, really consistently do this with an amazing team around me. I've got the most incredible band that I'm play with. My manager is incredible. You know, we've got some great people on board. Our producer, who we've worked with for ages. There's just so many good people around it. So many people shouting about what we're doing, and that helps so much. yeah, I think the biggest part of like of all of it is how when you go and going and going and going, you realize it's a really emotional thing. Just like constant ups and downs and promises and things that don't happen, and then like wild things that do happen. And then, yeah, building up to a release is like, I remember, like, I cry most release days for some reason. I don't know. It's just you put so much into it, like financially. Maybe that's why I cry, honestly. Yeah, it's every single second is worth it because I get to put the money into doing something that I really, really want to do. What more could I want? I'd also love to hear from like other artists about, yeah, their experience in this world. While all of this is going on, it's kind of like you need to pretend that it's not. You need to pretend that like, no, I'm getting all the opportunities, I'm doing all the stuff, it's like all smoke and mirrors, all of it. It's just like, it's all fake, it's all made up, it's like, I'm fake, like, it's all fake. Like, so many people have jobs that they not hide, but I'm not going to post me in my little uniform being like, it's just not, it's like, it's better for it to be almost like a mystery. I mean, I've ruined it now, but like a mystery of like, oh, are they making this like mysterious money that keeps them all going and like keeps them like gives them a living out of it now? Like, it's almost like it's all meant to be a mystery. Everything is bigged up to be bigger than it is. And that's part of it. That's part of selling what you're doing. So if you're an artist or not even a musician, just any other creative or in any other industry that is a bit like this, let me know. We'll talk about it. We'll chat. Like, I don't feel like I talk to enough musicians even about this, but as soon as you like mention any of these things, everyone's like, oh my god, same. Like, it's the sort of thing, as soon as you talk about it, everyone gets it, everyone feels it. It's not cool to talk about it. I don't know. So if you do want to support the music or anything to do with it, feel free to go and follow on Spotify and Instagram, and I would love to hear from you, even if you're not an artist or you just didn't realise this was going on. I'm not making out like it's a big struggle. It's my choice to do this. And I love it and enjoy it. It's not a struggle. It's just, this is the reality of it that you might not have known. We also have a song coming out on the 3rd of April, and yeah, you can pre-save that if you want. If you pre-save it, you're entered into a competition where you can win one of our t-shirts, and they're pretty cool. So I don't know, I don't really do talking videos that often, so yeah. I feel very lucky to have the people around me that I do in the industry, and I work with the best people ever. Yeah, new song coming out soon. Just keep going. Yeah, see you soon.